Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steven, the 918 agent, and today I am bringing you a housing market update for the Tulsa area. And before we get started, I want to say happy 2022.
Happy New Year!
But before I get into that, this is not my prediction of what the housing market's going to do in 2022. If you want to see that video, I'm working on it right now, finishing up the final touches. So if you want to click this link right here, if there's a link that does pop up, that means I've already made the video. Click that link and you can get my predictions of what the Tulsa market's going to be doing in the year 2022. But like I said, this is what's went on in the last 30 to 60 days. So we're going to be hitting numbers, talking about what has happened over the last 30 days that, might give us some great insight of what's to come in the future. This will be great if you are interested in real estate or if you're looking to buy or sell, in the near future. This is great information to know. But let's go ahead and dive into what's going on in the Tulsa market right now. What we're going to be looking at is the numbers from November. Now, the reason why we're looking from the numbers of November is because in the middle of every month, they give us the numbers from the previous month because it obviously takes a little bit of time to get that data. So if you're looking for December's numbers, take a look back at my channel. Beginning of January, I'm going to try to get all these information out at the beginning of the month so it's a little bit more accurate and a little bit closer to the time of date of when the numbers actually happen. Let's go ahead and look at the numbers. We're going to be looking at numbers from 2020 and 2021. And then later on, we're going to be looking at numbers from, obviously October, November, September, those months too. The first number we're going to be looking at is closed listings. We have a little bit of an increase from 2020 to 2021. We are up about 11%. Not a very big indicator for at least me about what the market's going to happen next. The biggest thing I'm going to be paying attention to is new listings. How much inventory is hitting the market. New listings, 2020 we had only 1,000 in the greater Tulsa area, which is not a ton. And this year we've had 1,100. So there's an increase of about 3-4%, which is great, but still not the numbers we would like to see to kind of move that pendulum over to a buyer's market. It is still 100% a seller's market, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. A medium list price. So this is what their asking price was. It was basically $212,000 versus last year where it was $195,000. That was the average. And then the medium sales price, so that means what the property actually closed value was at. So after negotiations, the TRR appraisal, what did it close at? And it closed at $213,000. What that's telling me is that type of market where whatever the list price is, you might have to go higher than what the house is actually listed for. Obviously, talk to your real estate agent, get that type of guidance that you need, talk to a professional. Because some houses come on the market overpriced, so you definitely don't want to pay more than an already overpriced house. So definitely talk to an agent, run those CMAs, run those comparables, and get that type of information you need before you put in a competitive offer. Days on the market. So right now we're sitting at 7 days on the market, which that's not a lot of time. Some of these houses will actually go sooner. So if it is well priced in a very high desirable area, don't be surprised if that house goes in 2 to 3 days. It happens all the time. So once again, get that professional knowledge from that real estate agent or whoever's on your side to kind of guide you through that process, because you don't want to wait too long because you might miss it. End of the month inventory. So this is what I was talking about earlier of houses, if it's a buyer or a seller market. This is a very great indicator to real estate agents of if it's a buyer or seller market. What we like to see is 4 to 5 months of inventory. So what that means is if the market didn't collect any new inventory, so no new houses were listed, how many months will we have before we had no more inventory? Right now we're at 1.7, which is super low, but right now is definitely a seller's market. If you're looking to sell your house, this is definitely what you want to see. So let's go ahead and dive in a little bit deeper on a month-to-month basis. All right, so we're going to take a real quick look at new listings over the last 3 months. So in September, we had about 1,300 new listings. October, we had about 1,200 new listings. And in November, we had about 1,100 new listings. Now, that's kind of typical around this time of year. When you get a little bit closer to the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, people really don't want to list their house. They want to stay in their house for their last Christmas or last Thanksgiving, and they don't want to deal with the hassle of moving during that holiday season. I'm not very surprised about these numbers. I'm looking forward to see what January has to hold, especially with some of the things I'm hearing. So once again, if you want to see my predictions of what's going to happen in the housing market of 2022, click that link right above. The next number we're going to be taking a look at is the month of supply of inventory. So once again, this is the number that tells us if it's a buying and selling market. So back in September, we were at 2.7, October at 2.4, and then now we're at 1.4. Like I said earlier, I'm not too surprised by these numbers. Well, I'm surprised by these numbers as how low they are, but of what typically happens during this time of year of real estate slowing down or during the holiday season, you always see a little bit of a dip. So if you look right up here, this will give you a 5-year average of what November is right there in this area. It's basically 3.8, where, like I said, normally we see that number around 4 or 5 during a mixture of a buyer and seller's market. So very typical, but once again, we want to see that a little bit higher than what it is right now. And then the last thing we're going to be taking a look at is the median sold price at closing. So this isn't what the house listed for. This is what the price of the house was when it closed. So that could be, a bidding war once again at the very beginning, or that could be, the price change after negotiations on the TRR or the appraisal. So a lot of things can come into why the price changed from the time it listed to the time it closed. What we're gonna look at here is September we were at 215. October we were at 215, and then in November our price was 213. This doesn't surprise me too much. Holiday season, people don't want to list their house, and people don't want to buy houses during the holiday season. They want to just say, hey, we'll come back to you in January. A lot of my clients kind of held up on me and said, nah, we'll just wait till January and then we'll start looking again. So a little bit of dip, comes around that, holiday season. So that's our quick monthly update of what we have going on right now in the Tulsa market. We have a lot of great things coming in 2022, and I'm so excited to share with you guys. We have live streams coming. We have more property walkthroughs, just so you guys kind of know what houses look like at different price points around Tulsa. And I got a lot of great content to come into you this year. My goal is to bring you a new video every single week, so definitely be on the look for that. If I did a good job on this video, if you can do me 2 things. If you can like this video, helps me out a lot. And also, if you don't mind subscribing to my channel so you can see all my updated content. Guys, once again, thank you so much for, watching my videos, and we'll talk to you soon. Steven out.